Alright, so this says if you need more space for any of the questions, you on the sheet and write the part and question number. Okay. Personal information about sponsor. Family name, so he is Mr. Smith. Given name, he is John. Date of birth, he is from 1995, 01. Client ID, if you know, so just 8 digits, I'll do it. I don't remember what I filled in the previous form because this is just a sample video, but when you fill up, put your actual client ID, UCI, you find it everywhere in all communication, including on your PR card. Personal information about spouse, so this is again Smith and her name is Joanna. So John is sponsoring Joanna. Date of birth, we decided 1996, month 0101, dream date of birth. Client ID, she has never applied to IRCC before, so she does not have. Alright, now sponsorship evaluation and information about the sponsor to be filled by sponsor. They have clearly classified it. Starting with your current employer, if applicable, give details of all employers you worked for over the past 5 years. Make sure there are no gaps. If you were unemployed, explain how you supported yourself. If you were self-employed, write the name of your business and date and the date it was established. Use the gross amount before taxes of your monthly salary or income. Alright, so we are in 2021 and John was born in 1995. So what happens, let's say John picked up his employment when he was 21, so that means in 2016 he picked up his employment. So last 5 years means from here till 2016 we need to provide information. So let's say he's working in Canada for, let's say, 3 years. So let's say 2018 01 okay, and he's still working. So you can always explain that you are still working so that it looks fine. Let's say his job is IT consultant. His monthly salary before taxes, let's say $5,000, good amount. Employer, let's say Toronto IT company. Full address, telephone number, let's say 10 Toronto Street, Ontario. Just sample, guys. Phone number is, let's say, now it looks like phone number. Okay, now before this, let's say 2016 0. Oh, I know why it happens. Just don't put any dash, it's gonna pick automatically. Till 2017, oh yeah, 12, he was employed, let's say, at New Delhi IT company. Sample, guys. 7 New Delhi Street, New Delhi, India. In India we have like 6 digits of pin code, right? Yeah. Sample. Phone number. Sample, guys, just don't go after this. Alright, there also his role was IT consultant, and this amount is in Canadian dollars. So just like if somebody receives 50,000 currency over there, don't write it like $50,000, that's too much. Okay, approximate. Other sponsorship. Have you sponsored in the past or are you currently sponsoring any other members of your family on a different option? Let's say no. So the moment you click no, it says go to question number 3. Okay, I come to other financial dependent. Give details of any other person who is financially dependent on you, whether they are living with you or not, or who is not already listed in the tables above. Include previous spouses or partners or any children from past sponsorship. So just put not applicable here in this case, but if it is applicable to you, then you need to provide information. What level of education? So he has attended college, university. Number of years completed, so let's say 10 plus 2 12 and 3 he has done 15 years. Address history. List all the addresses that you have lived in past 10 years. So do not use PO box or address, and in multiple countries. So he's in Canada now. Before that he was in India. So let's say he came to Canada is like 1801 to, and if I remember well, we made a sample address from you, a sample address from him. 1 Toronto Street, okay, city Toronto, province Ontario. This is just a sample, guys. It may not match with what I have written above, but in your case it should match because it's gonna be actual data. This is just sample data. And before they have asked for 10 years, right? We have lived in 5 years. Okay, where you have lived in 5 years. Okay, so from 2016 they want. Okay, let's say in 2016 just make a sample address in India where he used to live. Street, New Delhi, State Delhi, sample. Do you currently live in Canada now? Yes. Go to question 7. Previous relationship. Have you ever been married or in a common law relationship with another person? No. Okay. If yes, then you would have to finish this. If there's an investigation of marriage fraud about you, do you consent to immigration? So I would say yes. Declaration of sponsor, date you can select here, and you can sign after the printout. Information about the principal applicant to be filled out by the principal. And before the relationship, was your sponsor related to any way? Like example, your sponsor was related to a member of your family, your sponsored family members were related to you. So in this case, let's say it's no. Okay, like suppose they arrange their marriage on a matrimony site. Okay, do you have any relatives? This is for principal applicant. So Joanna, do you have any relatives including aunts, uncle, cousins, etc. living in Canada? If yes, give their full name, address. You do not have to list family members listed in additional family information form because that detail there. So let's say no, not applicable for Joanna, so just put NA. Have you ever been married or in a common relationship with another person? Let's say no. Consent to disclose, she also says yes, and she also puts this, whatever is applicable, and sign. So now let's proceed. Information about the relationship. Okay, when you first time met in person, good question. So let's say they met in person back in I need to cook up a story which I am really not good at, but I will cook it for you, but always write based on, let's say, November or he got in May, right? So July 1st they met. Where? Let's say they met in New Delhi. Describe the ceremonial meeting. So here you need to describe, like in this case, like I'm cooking up a story, like he went to India to meet his family, and then when his family insisted to carry on the marriage, then a profile was created, matrimony, and then they met. Did anyone introduce you? No. Did you have any contact before you met in person? So you can select yes, because there you need to provide the information. Like in this way I have cooked up a story, like what you call matrimonial site contact. Are you guys living together now? No, because she is in India and he is Canada. So provide that information here. If they have lived any, like he stayed in few days in India together, then provide that information here. Again no. So now he can explain, because for the sponsorship purpose he is living in Canada, so that's why he cannot. You can put NA others. These are NA. What languages do you use? So let's say they are from India, so they use Hindi and English also sometimes. How do you often communicate when you are not? You can use, well, let's say like WhatsApp, Facebook chat, or whatever you use. Even nowadays people are using Telegram as well. Do your close family member relationship? Or yes. If yes, give the details, provide the information. Like here you can provide more information, and on the top itself they have written that if you want to give more information, more space for any question, use another sheet. So now you have ample opportunity to provide that info. Okay. If you are married, answer A below. So was your marriage arranged? Yes. Now provide the whole circumstance, how like made matrimonial, their family, and then it was arranged. Whether there was formal ceremonies or events recognized? Yes. If yes, give the details as per your case, number of guests. Did any of the following people go to any of the events with parents? Yes. Principal, applicants, children, if applicable. So just I would put any there because it's not applicable. Family, yes. Sponsors, parents, yes. Sponsor, children, again not applicable. So I would put just NA here. Sponsor, other family member, relatives, yes. If you're pregnant, it's too early, but it could be. Is there information? So whatever you want to write, clearly specify the case. Again select the date, sign. Interpreter declaration. This section must be completed if an interpreter. So in your case no interpreter in this case. So not required. Alright.